Hi guys, welcome back to another new moon forecast and projections. Our new moon is going to take place on March 13th, 2021 at 10:21. Doesn't say what time zone it's in, but we're going to be under the beautiful Pisces. So duality with Pisces because it's the two koi fish. Very emotional. It's the new moon, so it's like the dark sky. So I know one of my um girlfriends is, she always says that, a lot of people say she's too much because she's very emotional, but you know what I mean? I feel like it's a good time to get in touch with our feelings. Like a lot of the time, especially during this whole Rona thing, it's just like it's like we're in touch with our emotions, but I think that is what is in the forefront of our emotions. But I feel like it's like kind of like touching base. They are talking about a reset, a restart. So it's definitely getting back into what we are. So, from AstroSeek, Moon in Pisces has the greatest sensitivity and perceptiveness of surroundings. You can experience feeling of insecurity. So, funny enough, we were talking about insecurities on Thursday. Um, they said that false sense of security when we were talking about the Five of Wands with Throne Thursdays. And we were sitting there saying like that insecurity, but it's in our head, watching for those insecurities because it is going to be the new moon. And even though it is a brand new cycle, like, you know what I mean? That shadow side. So making sure you're not building up in, false insecurities. So, I talked about this, during the week in our daily tarot card saying, get your intentions ready. What happened during that new moon cycle? What you want to release and no longer serves you? And what do you want to bring in to your life? And make sure you're really listening, paying attention to when you're writing that down, and you may find that universe answers you right away. So be passive and only wait and see what happens in your life. If you are engaged in creative or spiritual research, you will benefit from great imagination of Pisces. And I feel like that's where we're coming into in this phase. I feel like, I know one person that is going through a significant change. We've been talking about this change since me and her become friends, and we started as like, healer and just reading for her. She's a fellow healer, and we always talked about this, and I've always said March. She's always said March, and here it is. It's happening now, and it's just like this is the closest this has ever come to for making a fruition of this happening. And you know it's just a beautiful time. I feel like it's like really listening to spirit. I feel like I told her, I said this next couple of months I see you getting a lot of downloads. You know what I mean? So it's just like being, I feel like this is what spirit is saying is for us, when they tell us to calm our mind. And they've been talking about meditation in the sunlight. I've been talking about that for the past couple of days as well. So I feel like it's just, when they tell us to quiet our mind and just listen, just pay attention. When you're setting your intentions, making sure that you're putting all of your energy into those intentions. I want to release the pain and suffering, the pain and the emotions dealing with X, Y, or Z. So is it a person? Is it an environment? Is it an addiction? Release all that to the universe. Trust that they will deal with it. I already feel, I already set this intention out. But I feel like it's still, it's not as intense, but it's still trying to come and, repeat itself. The definition of insanity. I'm like, no, I'm standing up this time. And I've noticed the past 4 years, this has been a common theme in my life. And it's like, you know what? Enough is enough. It's like, you know what? We've beaten this dead horse. It ain't going to change. What I thought was happening is not happening. So it's just like, it's an illusion, kind of like they were highlighting. Is it an illusion? And it definitely is. So it's time to release. So our organs that may be influenced by this Pisces new moon can be our feet, so circulation, our toes, um, pineal gland, so talking about getting downloads from information. They're saying melatonin. Okay. These will be extra sensitive. No surgery during the new moon. So funny enough, like, even though Pisces is, in the shadow side, but think about it, Pisces, it's like in touch with our emotions. I feel like I feel like it's a lighter new moon, because like a lot of us, Mercury retrograde was a freaking, oh my word, and then the first week of March was really hard for me and a lot of people that I know. So it's like I feel like it's like a cycle for a lot of us. That's why I mention it. But we're going into Libra on the first, or excuse, I'm on the wrong calendar here. Right after the new moon, excuse me, we go into Aries, fiery Aries. So it's like, yeah, badass, kicking the door in. That's what I'm seeing, kicking the door in. Not taking any hostages. And we go into the earthly Taurus after that. So I like that, fiery emotions. I think a lot of us need to get in touch with that. So last time we did this, I decided not to do channel messages because it's very political, and I'm like, oh my gosh, every time we do this is political. But you know what? I feel like spirit, I don't want to silence spirit. I don't want to stifle spirit. So I'm just like, spirit, whatever you got to say. Of course, it's political. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So they are saying, not gonna lie here, they're saying Joe Biden losing power. I don't know if this is because of the previous the previous messages. They said, like, he would have a heart episode. So I don't know what's gonna happen. They're saying a reset. They're saying law abiding citizen. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Then they're saying the Fifth Amendment. So I wonder if has to do with the Cheeto man in office that was in office. So I'm wondering if that's what he gets off with. They are saying a Kamala Harris may be assassinated. Not ready for a female president. And they're saying like those really hard, those Cheeto supporters are going to really come. They're not ready for that. They're not ready to listen to a female. Definitely not ready for a colored person to be back in power. They had a hard time with Obama, and they're just like, I don't know what the F is wrong with these people. It's like, you know what? All that energy you're wasting on hating people, you can be using to change the world in a positive way and not hurting people. Ridiculous. Again, they said not ready for another black president. Don't want colors in power. And I'm just like, dang. You think after the summer that we had in, 2020 that things would get. So in our channel cards, we have the Well. The Well is no longer a card part of the traditional tarot deck. I don't know why. This is the first deck I've ever seen the Well in. We have the full moon in reverse. Pisces, funny enough, right? In reverse though. And that's not the first time I've gotten that. They keep highlighting the full moon, the 28th. But funny enough, it's like they keep highlighting the full moon, as this profound change, as this transformation, So we'll see what else comes out. So we also have the Ten of Wands that comes up, and it's like, highlighting that, what, we have enough going on in our life. Make sure that you're not taking more on than you can handle. Stop taking on everyone else's burdens. You know what I mean? It's like you always help out everyone, but I feel like this is a season for you to sit there and take care of yourself. And you like they said, everyday things. It's not burdens, but it's just like we have a lot of responsibilities, especially if you have family and X, Y, and Z, you work and everything else. And I feel like they're saying, this is a season for you just to carry your own. Or even, for setting that boundary with someone. I'm done carrying your stuff. It's not fair. So as I'm getting ready to pull from the next deck, they're saying, watch for the skies. Like, they're showing me the word sky. And I'm like, okay. And they're showing me a beautiful blue sky. And then they're saying, keep your eye on the sky. So I guess, like, with me, it's like always like the hawks and the eagles. And it's just, I think this is visitors. You know what I mean? Friends from another planet. And I feel like, for some reason, they're really interested here right now. Obviously, I think with Rona. Some people are saying no, but I truly believe so. So we'll see what happens. So they're mentioning Bigfoot. Funny enough, it's like I feel like because hibernation's almost over, I feel like I feel like that's more of the time you would probably see them. But you know, funny enough, I had a dream about Bigfoot, and I was looking for the meaning. It's really hard to find it. Um, oh gosh, what's that channel? It's an indigenous show, and I was trying to. They were talking about Bigfoot, and I was like, oh, okay, I can get some answers, but I didn't listen properly to what was actually going on there. I thought they were actually, highlighting this is what they were going to talk about in their program that week, and it ended up being something else. Oh, funny enough, at the bottom, very bottom of the deck, a new beginning. Very bottom of the deck, a new beginning. And I feel like definitely that's what's happening here. I feel like that's why we're feeling this change, and I feel like this is why they're saying, carry your own um, burdens in this time. Worry about yourself at this time. Even organization is coming out. So I feel like they're saying, like I felt like this need to purge. Like I sat there and I was like putting stuff away, and I'm like, I feel like I should get rid. Like I have a waffle iron, and it's like it doesn't make the waffles crispy like I like, and I'm just like, I don't even use it. I should probably clean it up and donate it. You know what I mean? Like clean off the dust, like it's been sitting there for a while. So I feel like it's like time to, they talk about feng shui, and I feel like definitely because this cycle is there, I feel like they're definitely highlighting, it's a time to sit there and declutter the house. They're talking about smudging your house, but especially with the warmer weather that's here, open up those windows, get rid of all the stagnant air of the, maybe clean off those sills and stuff from, with us, like, we get condensation on the window. So, sometimes we get, mold. So clean that all up and get ready for the next season, go through clothes, start going through drawers and stuff like that. Maybe, probably a lot of us did that during March break, but, take advantage of the time where things are quiet and, clean up your home of things that you know will no longer serve you, what you no longer need. So they're highlighting a long battle is over, won, and that you're going to come into a long sought after reward. Something is coming forward. Something that we've knew is ours, like a miscarriage of justice. And I feel like they're saying everything is going to go in your favor. And there's going to be some financial reward with this. Some sort of reward go along with this. Their spirit, like in my head, I can't get that song Pink out, and her daughter Willow, Cover Me in Sunshine. It's a really beautiful song. I love the fact that, she sits there and she embraces her child's talent. Some people, as parents, they sit there and they get jealous of their children's qualities and traits and try to stifle them, whereas she's like embracing it in the most healthy way where it's like she's right by her side, and guiding her. So like, the things that people took advantage of her while she started off her career, it's like they won't, she's not going to allow that to happen, Fear. Pink has always been that fierce, warrior that stood up for, the rights of, people. And I feel like her as a mother is so suited because I feel like she's that fierce mama bear, and I feel like every child needs that. They need a fierce parent in their life. So as I'm shuffling the next deck, it's like community comes out. And I feel like it's a time of celebration. They're saying that a lot more family gatherings, and I take that as a positive because, a lot of people that surround me are getting vaccinated, and it's just like they're saying like a lot more, so that's a positive swing. I feel like a lot of us have lost ourselves because of that, with us, we would get together a lot more when we lived closer to town because, obviously it's already a long drive, but it's like you do definitely feel their absence, my nephew's absence, especially the younger one, because like I see how much joy he brings to my kid's life. Even the older one, but I mean like, I like seeing them play together, you know what I mean? It just brings a lot of joy to my heart to see my kids happy like that. So I feel like for a lot of us, it's just like bringing that joy back to our lives is huge, And I feel like a lot of us miss that human contact. So they're highlighting going out in the world more, especially if you're seeking love. I feel like that's where you're going to meet them. It's not going to be online. You're going to come across them. It looks like to me, it's like, summer. It's the warmer weather. And I feel like that's where you guys cross paths. And there ends up being a connection there. So it's like, beautiful. So, even when you don't feel it's like, remember what the isolation we went through. So try and, kind of push yourself to go out. Even when you don't want to, try to push yourself to get out there. And, that's where you're going to meet them. Spirit is saying a social setting. This Three of Swords card keeps coming out. I no word of a lie, just pulled this for Friday's card. And, I definitely feel like it's a recovery after a heartbreak. Definitely feel like it's like you're overcoming things. But the thing is, I got that one and the Four of Swords, because the flamingos are swords. And the Four of Swords definition, the four flamingos, is they both talk about this loss in our life. And it's like a death. They're like a coffin, the final rest. Oh my goodness, please. And I had a feeling it was going to come out. I'm like, watch, this card's going to freaking come out when I do the new moon. And it did. I'm like, I know death is a part of life, but like for my family, it's like, you know what? We're it's not like we fully recovered. We're getting better and better, as we move forward. But it's just like, another one, oh, geez. And it's always the one you don't expect. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So we're going to start off with our channeled cards. We have the Well. This is from the Enlightened, or excuse me, no, not Enlightened. The Ethereal Vision tarot cards. And, they talk about the well, water, right? This is the life force of life. Like, without water, we pass away. So they're saying, like, it's a symbol of which sustains life. And for me, I was like, God, that's what, sustains life for me. Obviously water is very important, but I'm saying with my faith, it sustains my life. It keeps me on the straight and narrow, that respect and fear I have of the Lord, and everybody has that. I feel like that light force in their life where it's like, it keeps us going. It keeps us go. Funny enough, we talk about the life force, and funny enough, we get the three of flamingos in the reverse talking about a passing, and that is life, life and death. But geez, um, so they're saying just as the well can be deepened to produce clear water, we can enrich our lives by delving deeply within, to tap our essential nature and to reach our true source of spiritual nourishment. So I feel like, getting more channel messages at this time. So they're saying to go forth and within to producing greater clarity. So some of us are like, why is this change and transformation, taking place? And I feel like, like I said, when I was sending my affirmations, they were sitting there and telling me, yes, no, or X, Y, giving me the answers. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Usually I get channel messages for that. So I appreciate them immediately giving me the answers to that. So self-development is key to reach down to the tap, the clear water. If you do not lower your bucket into the depths, you're likely to come up empty. If we don't sit there and give into, how are we going to hear these answers? Giving it up to, especially believing in what you're putting out to the universe is going to happen. Remember, with greater depth is sought, lessening the speed of normal operation may be required. They're saying be cautious of the shadow side, not deepening into the shadow side. It is a new moon, so it's dark. You know what I mean? But like they say, in darkness, there's always light. So think about in the new moon, yes, the moon is not present in the sky, but the stars are that much brighter. There's still light in the sky. It's not completely darkened. So they're saying in going in deeper, watch what you're going deeper into. Don't start spiraling into the negativity. We have the moon in reverse, and it is traditionally when you see this card, we have the dogs, we have the crab or a lobster, and with I know it's, I'm actually reading a book on this. My girlfriend, Katie, um, if you, we, she used to be Faith of Tarot, and oh gosh, I can't remember what she changed to, but a fellow healer, and she had introduced me and Janet to this book. I had bought it Janet for her birthday, and I'm actually just got it for myself. And I was like, I wish I had that book when it was we were March break, but I'm delving into it now. But they talk about Boaz. Funny enough, it's so funny the synchronicities with life and tarot with me. But anyway, we're talking about release of fear, repressed emotions, inner confusion. Funny enough, it's just like I feel like a lot of us have gone through that. With Mercury retrograde, I feel like, a lot of us that first week of March went through some sort of cycle. And funny enough, it's like, we're releasing that in the full moon. And they kept signifying full moon, full moon, full moon, so dealing with illusions. They keep talking about this illusion. We talked about this on Thursday, the Five of Wands, saying that, competition on the field, and they're like, no, it's all an illusion. Like, let it go. You're working through fears and anxieties, understanding the impact that they have on your life, and how you can free yourself from such limiting beliefs. And a lot of us, these beliefs are instilled in us as children, and as we go through life, that certain people in our lifetime have said X, Y, and Z to us. And it's our job to change that one. I remember working at a coffee house, and this lady said that, had complimented me on my looks. And I didn't say a word to her. I was just like, okay, she's full of it. Why are you, she's setting me up kind of thing. I didn't say anything. And she goes, you don't believe me, do you? And I said, no. And then she goes, the proper thing to say is thank you, like social grace. And I said thank you. And then she's just like, she just looked at me, she's stirring her coffee, and then she's just like, but you are. And I said thank you very much. And she went on her day. And every time like she would come in the line, she would look at me, she'd smile, and I nod my head like hello. She didn't come in our line. And it's just like when you're told something for so long and someone tells you the opposite, it's like off-putting. You're just like I have a hard time accepting a compliment. It's different now because I've worked on that, but it's like changing that soundtrack in our head. When we sit there at night and then all of a sudden it's like our heart starts racing, we can hear it in our ears, and it's just like X, Y, and Z. Like, I was talking about, this is why I talk about my experiences, because a lot of people forget that. That healers are human at the end of the day, and we do experience the same thing as you. And maybe it makes me that more relatable. Like, I understand what you're going through, because I go through the same things as you. Some people say it's, no, you open yourself to attacks or whatnot. That's fine. But at least I'm relatable. At least I'm authentic, But it's like changing that soundtrack in your head. No, I don't have anything to fear. Start reciting to yourself what things you have in your life to be appreciative of. So just be mindful of that. You may be trying to bury these feelings even deeper within your subconscious. And this is why we face it head on. Dark shadows. We are the new moon is a shadow energy. You may be ready to face your emotions because it's like you're older now and wiser. You know that these things don't need to control you. And they're highlighting receiving intuitive messages. I feel like this is a huge message, if anything, of the new moon, that a lot of us will start receiving intuitive messages and downloads. So, get ready for some sleepless nights. Maybe that's why the Four of Swords showed up. Get your rest now because, come the 28th, you ain't going to be sleeping. Some of these may be confusing. So sit there and write it down. I sit there because I like, I'll remember in the morning. And sometimes I do. But it's like, you know what? I always keep it there. I have a clipboard. I have a stack of paper. I have my pen ready. So when that paper gets full, I flip it on the other side. If there's downloaded messages on there, I keep it. And I write the date too. Like in the next day, I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh, right, I got messages last night. And I'll write the date there. So I'll be like, I'll remember, okay, they said at this date and, how long did it take to, come to fruition and all this kind of stuff. But it's good to have that because it's like, especially if you don't understand. Or, sometimes they're answers and sometimes they're kind of, warnings or whatnot of like what's to come. Trust the answers you need are already within you and turn into your inner guidance system to hear those answers. Pay attention to your dreams and keep your dream diary, because this is how many of your subconscious messages will be relayed to you. So keep those messages. So with the Ten of Wands, I definitely feel like, they're saying, you know what, stay in your lane and take care of yourself. This is not a time to sit there, especially because they're talking about, rest and rejuvenation. I definitely feel with the Ten of Wands, this is a time to stick to yourself. This is a time to sit there and worry about what's on your plate and your plate only, not taking on anyone else's, setting up those boundaries, in your head saying, you know what, I'm always willing to help others. And this is not being an a-hole or anything like that. It's just saying, you know what, I'm going to concentrate on me and my family, and I'm just going to conserve my energy. Rest and rejuvenation. Keep that in the back of your mind. Keep in the back of your mind. There's going to be nights where you're not going to be sleeping because you're going to be receiving downloads. So a card of being overburdened or overwhelmed in life, something that we all experience on a regular basis. Most of these burdens we have chosen to pick up. And many of these are partial in nature. How am I going to get everything done in 24 hours? This is the feeling of the tarot card. But the 10 in the tarot, so this is an ending of this. Picking up I feel like this is also setting up boundaries. You always rescue someone. You always sit there and pick up their burdens and help them out. But they are so quick to sit there and throw you under the bus and treat you like garbage. So it's like, you know what? That's the treatment of them. So, you know what? It's not that you're going lower to their level and treating them the same. It's just like, you know what? I'm going to save my energy and my time for people that actually deserve it, because I'm too tired to help others, because I'm always, suffocating with yours. This is a card about a journey coming to an end, the cycle finishing in the time being. Some of these burdens can be emotional. So a lot of us have been going through an emotional cycle. And if we hurt someone and are carrying the guilt over responsibilities of the 10 may appear to us. The message of this card, whether your burdens are chosen by you or have come upon you, it's to keep on keeping on. The end of the road is near. And the sun, and we know that's the most powerful card, is waiting to shine on you when you reach it. So definitely conserving your energy. Remember what Spirit said, rest and rejuvenation, respecting yourself. So we have a new beginning. So funny enough, the last card was a 10. So the ending, and now we have this new beginning. A new beginning. So very much the Fool card, We're going out. We have no idea what's in front of us. This new future is out for us. Funny enough, he's over a body of water and we're in Pisces. At the beginning of a wonderful journey, there is no need to have any fear, as guardian angels walk beside you every step of the way. Funny enough, with the Four of Swords from Friday's cards, you have 3 flamingos over your head and one is very protective over you. So I said, these are your guardian angels watching you while you take your rest and rejuvenation. So guardian angels are by your side. We have unique gifts to offer the world. If you will free yourself from that which holds you back, new opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe. And this is why I'm saying, when you set your intentions, what are you burning that, you want to release from this cycle of the moon? And what do you want to bring in? What right now, if you had a genie, what do you wish for? And I mean practically. So if you've been going through an emotional journey, I burn up all the emotions and all the negative energy associated with this situation, this person, this environment, this addiction, X, Y, whatever it is. Burn up those intentions. And then sit there and really believe on what you need. I want peace. I want protection. I want harmony. Do you need financial help? Whatever it is, you ask the universe. So in this new beginning, we're getting organized. They're saying, get yourself organized. I was saying this, the number 4, definitely home, right? So, with myself, I was putting like cereal on a higher shelf, and I saw my waffle iron, and I'm like, I don't use that. It doesn't make the waffles like really crispy like I like it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to clean that up, dust it off, and I'm going to donate it. So I feel like it's like going through the home and bringing that feng shui. What do we know? What no longer serves us? What could someone else possibly use? Someone else that loves waffles, could sit there and take that waffle iron. So it's just like, clearing up our home. Your plans are on target, and everything will flow more smoothly if you just add a little organization or discipline to your methods. The key to success is to allow your creativity to be gently guided by logic. Be open to asking for help from someone very intellectual and seek out a mentor. So maybe this is you wanting to buy a home and you want to get organized in a financial sense where you're putting so much away for a down payment, and seeking out a mentor is a financial advisor. So number 7, lucky number 7. Usually, like, 7, you think about the 7th. So this is for the new moon. So, April 7th, that's going to be around Easter. So definitely community celebrations. So maybe this is a positive omen that you'll be able to get together with your loved ones. So maybe you have an anniversary, a birthday, something coming up in that kind of sense. And maybe this is a positive omen for you. Is this the month of July? Very, their gowns that they're wearing looks very kind of wedding-ish, where she's the bride in the seated position and she's got her maid of honor and her bridesmaid, helping her get ready. So, I very much feel like, celebrate, I feel like especially like there's that hope coming in the air with, the vaccinations, that people are able to sit there and bring that hope back in our lives, because being so isolated is really crazy, especially the ones that you really want to be around. So it's just like, remember that when things start to sort of get back to a normalcy. So connection with kindred spirits. This card shows 3 women celebrating shared ideas and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent every spirit community as well. So know as you move forward in these celebrations, maybe you're worried that they're saying Father will not walk you down the aisle. They're saying that he is there in spirit. Maybe you could put something inside your dress. I know a lot of, I'm thinking of Dina from the Jersey Shore. She got this beautiful charm pendant where it's a picture of her father, and she was able to fasten it to the front of her dress. So he was there present with her. I know they're showing me someone that I used to be associated with. His father, stepfather was present. They brought his ashes to the wedding, and they actually had brought him to be seated there because he wanted him there. Maybe it was his biological father. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it's just like, how can we incorporate him there? You know what I mean? So just know, I feel like they're saying, in spirit, he is with you. This card appears upright and indicates an association of some kind. It may be a casual occasion, like like-minded people joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. I feel more wedding with this than anything. The time is right to make such new connections and share intentions, whether there's personal or professional. Networking or communicating are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all, especially because they're saying we're going through this emotional roller coaster. So definitely, laughing and having a drink, a cocktail, not going belligerent, but, sitting there and enjoying a cocktail and just laughing. They're showing a nice fire. So it's just like, enjoying ourselves again. It's true, when several people join their intentions, it alters their power to the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending you beneficial alliances your way. Like the Happily Family card, this could also indicate a party or celebration of some kind. So, when they were saying, like, make sure you put yourself out there. If you're a single person, to go out there and go to social events, because I know a lot of our anxieties and, just self-insecurities or whatnot torment us. And I feel like Spirit is saying, put yourself out there, even if you don't feel like it. Just sit there, because they're saying in a social setting is where you're going to meet this person. So our last card of the channel messages is the 3 of Flamingos. We actually got this for Friday's daily card as well. Disappointment. In reverse. Balance in a conflict. Alternatively, friendship and harmony. A mistake or loss, confusion, distraction, and anxiety. alienation. So some of you may feel like, alienated. Maybe this is where you're feeling before the celebration. You feel alienated, like, oh, I don't really get along with these people. It makes me feel a certain way. But, again, pushing yourself, because this is where you're going to meet this person. I kept seeing, like, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So, it may not be something that's sustainable, but maybe it's showing you that you can move forward. Maybe this is like your first, chance to be with someone after a breakup or a divorce, or widow or widower. So it's just like giving yourself that chance. Cards is the Nine of Oysters. Funny enough, we got this in the upright position for Friday's cards. So I'm going to keep with the reverse meaning here, because this is the new moon. So there could be a change in something. Bad faith, danger to self or spirit, loss of a friend or a treasured keepsake. Oh, dang. Banded project. Funny enough, they were talking about a passing. Oy, oy, oy. Abandoned project. I feel it. Oy. I hope it's because it came out twice. The loss of someone, a passing of someone. So, oy. Oh my gosh. I hope not. So we have strength in reverse, and it's like following our intuition here. I feel like I feel like because they say loss of a friend, I'm wondering if this is who they're highlighting as the passing that we keep getting, because it even came out in the new moon. This is throwing for me for a loop. Usually I would feel with this card is like the lion has a set of glasses on, and I feel like in the reverse position he's looking up, and they're saying look up at yourself, at the unicorn that you are. Seeing yourself for who you are. So the bad side of the coin, defeat, bad luck, unexpected tragedy. Wow, again. Detrimental outside force. So we have the Page of Oysters as our next card. Again with the yellow hue. A lot of yellow hues with this. The nine of oysters, strength, and now the Page of Oysters. A lot of user intuition in this situation. Complacency, an ability to face reality, overlooking the obvious, illogical, and rebellious, loss or bad news. Ooh, and that's not going out to the start that we thought it would. I really thought things were taking a change, but it looks, ooh, geez. So the Nine of Swords, especially with that Death card there, it's just like, with them keep speaking about this passing of someone. Dang, man. I really thought, well, I guess the full moon, right? Things taking a turn. Still, so dang. So we have the Nine of Peppermills. So this is the Nine of Swords. Calamity or ill health, being caught by surprise, a wall or adversary, long delay, unhappiness. What the heck is going on here? And they were really adamant that I pulled from this deck. Like, seriously. I was like, which deck should I pull from? And they were really adamant on this one. So, prepare yourself. Maybe this is why they were saying time for rest and rejuvenation. I'm going to read the numerology number 1221 because it really stood out for Friday's tarot cards. And again, we have 21. So it's like, I'm going to read 21 as well right after this. So 1221 is to begin again and to strive forward. Oh my gosh, I was just saying, God, I don't want to start again. Oh my word. Did I jinx myself? And representing your inspiration and activities, just the angel number, 112. If you have dreams of making it on your own and leaving the monotonous job, the monotonous 9-to-5 job, this is the moment that you have been waiting for. So there's a change going about. I definitely felt the change, but Dang, man. The way that they're like leading to this, like, and it's a strategy in reverse. Ooh. All right. So 21 is this is the second time I've gotten 21 today. So let's check out the number 21 right now. So I'm glad I listened to Spirit to check this out. So they're saying don't be afraid because these changes will bring harmony and balance into your life. You'll be ready to see the world through your own eyes and will become more independent. So even though like the first four cards and they were adamant that I pulled from that deck are pretty crazy, and they keep Friday's cards and these cards keep talking about a passing, and this is something that we're not expecting. They're saying, this will bring harmony back into our lives. Ooh. New opportunities are just in front of you. So pay more attention to them. So they're telling us to have a positive attitude to all the changes that are going to happen soon. And I definitely felt like there was a change. So discovery of secrets. New beginnings. A transitional period when you change your ways of thinking. You should know that balance is inside of you. So most important to be aware of your inner powers. It's so funny enough, they were talking about channel messages at this time. So it's just pretty crazy. It's like, I had a pull to do this, and it's just, I was like 1221 means something, and then I was like 2121 twice, and I'm like, there's a reason for this. So we have appreciation. So appreciate. I tell my the kids this all the time. You guys hear me preach this all the time. Even myself, when I start spiraling into the negative, I'm like, let's be grateful for what we have in our life. Be grateful that we have a safe roof over our head because we lived in a mold and mouse house. Be grateful for the fact that the bills are paid, we have food on the table. Be grateful for everything. Be grateful that we're still together as a family. Be grateful as we move forward. So definitely something to be aware of. You know what? I just realized I didn't read the strategy card, so I'm just going to go back to that. So strategy in reverse. When strategy card is reversed, it indicates a stall in progress due to a lack of planning. You may have a goal in mind, but no specific idea how to achieve it. You may have found So remember going back to earlier with the organization, seeking out a mentor? Again, I feel like this is with money. Have plans to hit a wall. Now is the time to reevaluate things. If this is the case, remember that the path of least resistance may be tempting, but it rarely leads anywhere new. Don't let the monotonous task of life eat up your time and take you off course. Instead of floundering and wandering around in confusion, put significant mental effort into starting a new and comprehensive plan of attack. This card reverse is warning you to get out of the role of passive observer and become the author and director of your own destiny. I plan the necessary steps to achieve my goals. I am willing to take action in that direction. I am flexible, present, and prepared. So I feel like, especially with the organization card, I feel like, a financial advisor. And I feel like this is where they're like, let's get our credit score on point. Let's start saving for our down payment. I feel like it's just like, maybe I feel like you already know this, but I feel like you're the type of person, unless you hear from a professional, that's when it sinks in. So appreciation, choosing gratitude. This card shows a woman holding a single rose. She enjoys the secret and beauty of the single bloom, but yet around behind her are bramble bushes. So these are thorns around her that will prickle her. She could be focusing on these, worried that she might be caught up in their prickly branches of difficulty. Instead, she pauses to experience the blessings of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice, on the tiny bud awaiting to be opened. This card upright is telling you have much to be grateful for, and like the flowering bushes behind the woman that are yet to bloom, congratulate yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation. This decision shifts your consciousness from lack to value, and it guarantees to bring more worth and riches into your life. And I feel like when you sit there and you have more of a heart of appreciation, it's like, especially for the certain things where I'm appreciative that my kids have the freedom to dream, the freedom to do a lot of things that as a child I wasn't free to do. Me and my cousin were talking about this, and it's just like, that in itself, I feel like a millionaire that my children have that in their life where I didn't have that. And that in itself, it's like I may not have the finest of the fine or the biggest house or what God, uh, you know, goods or whatever that people like, think that kind of defines who you are as a person. That's fine. But for me and the experience that I had, I feel like I'm a millionaire in that sense. So we have yin and yang, and we're going into a more of a yang cycle, that yellow golden cycle that we see there. So active and logical. This card reveals a yang cycle, which is one of active, outgoing energy. This time calls for more logical approach to things, but the logic needs to be applied to purposeful action. This cycle can often mark by creativity, new beginnings, and something with significant outer change. So they keep talking about this change, this outer change. It looks like it's a passing of a friend. Oh, geez. Let yourself apply more focusful energy to the task at hand and take advantage of this highly charged yang cycle. I'm opening to understanding the cycle I am in. I am willing to utilize its energy beneficially. All that I need is already a part of me. So I feel like this is spirit, giving you more. This is why I feel like that rest and rejuvenation card is there. Because they're saying, as we go start into the crescent moon, we go into Aries, it's fiery energy. So it's like we're putting all this energy out to the world. So we have expression as our next card. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. So I feel like love is coming in for some people. Commitment. You dedicated yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. So we have the Lovers in reverse. Something's off. If you're feeling at odds with someone in your life and you have a choice to make, do you want to put the time and effort into communicating and trying to rebuild your connection? And I feel like for some of us, I feel like this is the definition of insanity. I definitely feel like that connection isn't there. I feel like you want the connection, but it's not reciprocated. Or just is best to part ways. Reflect on this relationship and consider what you really want from it. Not only did we get the Lovers in reverse, we also got the Two of Cups in reverse. That's pretty crazy. So, having things been feeling a little off between you and someone important in your life. Examine your own needs and motivations. How do you really feel about this relationship? Are you being honest, compassionate, and supportive? Are they? And I feel like for myself, no. When the definition, if your cup of love is not being fulfilled, it's time to assess this, Are you, sorry. Give yourself time to reflect, take a deep breath, and try talking things out. And I've tried that so many times, so it's just like, you know what, burn it, done. If equilibrium cannot be reached, move on alone may be the best course of action. Wow. So I feel like this is positive confirmation of what I feel, and I feel like my petitions that I've set out there are right on point. So that's all I can do. I've done my part. It takes two. So we have the Ace of Candles. So Ace of Swords in reverse. A lot of reverse energy. I honestly thought it would be quite the opposite, to tell you the truth. I really, truly felt like this would be the opposite. If you're feeling frustrated because of life seems to have gone off the rails, it may be time to backtrack a little and figure out what went wrong. When you set things straight, it will be easier to rain forward momentum. And this is where, with myself, I was feeling frustrated, and I said, I have to relinquish control. I have to realize, you know what? I've done everything on my part to have things turn out a certain way that I have planned. And, I have to just go with the flow. So I would take that with the Ace of Candles as well. If you've done everything in your control, if you put all your time, energy, dedication, everything into something, like your job, we know with this whole, battle of everything going on that we cannot sit there and control everything. We know that, this is just, but the positive thing is that I feel like the pendulum is starting to, move more and more to the other side of things. Will we completely be rid of it? I was hoping so. What I saw in my vision, a couple odd cases here and there, but it's just like one person, maybe three people here. It was like very, gray. It looked like the odd, little blip and blop here, but, nothing crazy. I did not see anything on the Eastern Hemisphere. I saw it on the Western Hemisphere, and it was more of the United States. No knock on the United States at all. It was just like a couple of people on the East Coast and like maybe the odd on the West Coast. Like there was three dots and then one over in like Arizona or California. So it's just like the way that things are right now. I'm in absolute shock. So we have the Eight of Needles in reverse. Indicates self-deprecation. You're being too hard on yourself. You're full of potential and opportunities all around you. Believe in yourself and don't be afraid to go out on a limb to reach what you want. And I feel like it's like, like I said, just like the previous card. We've done everything possible. I've taken, obviously my internet improved. So I sat there and I, joined another social media platform, and, it just adds one more thing to my daily, things that I do. And it's like that's all I can do. You know what I mean? And it's just like as much as I would like to see things in a different way, Spirit has told us that, if long as you have love and compassion and you have your dedication and what you love, it will turn out the way you want. It's just this time right now is really hard to navigate through. So I just feel like, just do your best. Every day wake up and just be like, what, I'm going to put everything out that I can, do everything that I can to make, things turn in my favor and release it. Just go with the flow of things, unfortunately, is all we can do right now. They just said things will turn in your favor. Have faith, things will turn in your favor. So we have the Six of Thought. I love this card because it looks like the birth of Venus. I've always said this, and it's like, Venus is all about love. You do see them showing you a picture in the shell where a ship is about to come in. So I love that. Peaceful times are on the horizon. The storms have passed, and now you can just see that the destination is within sight. The stress in your life will begin to fade away, allowing for happier times. It may be necessary to take a journey over water to another country. So, we can actually, kind of see that on the horizon. They're showing me September, late August, September. So we have the 10 of Abundance. I love that, we get that right after the Six of Thought. Heaven has provided so many blessings. Amen. And that's where I feel like the Bramble Bushes appreciation card comes in, where it's like, don't forget everything you do have in your life, because a lot of people would consider you to be a lot more further along than they are. Heaven has provided so many blessings. Your family members are bonded and working together. The children are provided for, and I feel like that's the most important. And a comfortable retirement one day come along. You've taught your family the grace that comes from knowing right from wrong, and you should be very proud. I love that. Me and my cousin were talking about that generation, that we were the first generation to break that cycle. Oh my gosh, I love this. I was like, please let this turn around. So Six of Abundance, I love it. And we have the beautiful angel showering you with her cornucopia. Not sharing, she's showering you. Like his cup runneth over. I kind of had a feeling I was saying the Ace of Cups in reverse, and it could flip over, and it hasn't come out, but we'll see what happens. We still got some more cards. Heaven opens its loving arms and pours abundance onto you. An unexpected gift is on its way. Accept it with gratitude and humility. Know that you have a chance to return the generosity by giving to others in the future. Consider volunteering for a charitable organization or donating to charities that mean a lot to you. Especially if you've been helping someone else out. It's like, don't forget that. So I feel like this is where course correction here. Five of thought. In the guardian angels, like, nope, she's about to go off the cliff. Very much the fool. We got this with the new beginnings. She's about to go off the cliff, just much like the fool is, because they're unsure of the future, what's out there. And the guardian angels, they're like, nope, nope, this way. The path you were on seemed like the right one, but now you run into a challenge. There's a better direction for you that will make you much happier in the end. Changes are necessary so that you can get back on track. Avoid negative people who are draining and who will bring unwanted drama to your life. And I feel like this is the biggest realization. It's like the past 4 years have had a common denominator. And it's just like, time, especially last week, it's just like that was it for me. 6 of action. What a wonderful experience for you. Your project is totally successful, bringing awards, promotions, and other recognitions for your efforts. Well done. If someone who can help you offers assistance, know that this person is heavenly sent and say yes. So very much going with the 5 of thought, where it's just like they're about to go off the cliff, and here's, this person being signaled out by the universe here to help you. So these are our last cards. The Magician. I love that. Who doesn't love the Magician? The Magician is like, we're starting off in the world, and it's like we're going to wield our magic wand. And we're sitting there, we're using all of our cups, all of our swords, all our wands, all our pentacles, and we're going to wave magic in this new beginning. I love like that we have the Magician after all these positive cards. So they're saying you're having one of those days where you feel like nothing could go wrong. And again, tied into our intuition, we have the infinity symbol as this change came about, and maybe we did let go of something, in this change, in this cycle of the moon. And it's like moving forward, they're saying it's going to be replaced with something else, something better. That you are the king or queen of your world, and that everything you touch turns into gold. The Magician will appear in your tarot reading. The Magician is all about creating your destiny. This card bears the message that your talents and your own inner gifts are key to your success in this situation at hand. And you have all the tools that you will need right now in front of you to ensure that success manifests. This is a card about making something happen, and it is directly tied to your instincts and your intuition. If you're feeling the urge to pull to do something and the Magician card appears, the Magician is to follow your intuition that will weave magic for you at this time. So they're saying a sunnier outlook to the situation at hand. Yeah, because we've been having a passing of a friend. We don't know who this friend is. This is what, Spirit is saying here. Giving into more of a yang cycle, putting more of our energy out into the world, being more appreciative, having a strategy, as we move forward. But I feel like Spirit is also saying, go with the flow of things. If you were doing, we have Alice in Wonderland and The Nightmare Before Christmas all in the reverse position. I was shocked how much, how those Alice in Wonderland cards were. So not only are the symbolisms of, don't forget where the symbolisms are behind the swords, the wands, the pentacles, the cups. They're talking about the 4 elements, earth, wind, fire, air, and obviously with the crimson red robe here, fiery energy. Right after we get out of Pisces, we get into 2 days of Aries, fiery energy. So they keep talking about a sunnier outlook to the situation. So they're just saying that, we have our tools at our disposal and to use them wisely as we move forward. Use those tools. Don't sit there and let them just sit there and collecting dust. Use them. So we have the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is all about reconciliation, making amends, past resentment. And they're talking about reconciliation. And I feel like this is with myself personally is this person that I'm trying to release. And I'm like, should I do, you know what I mean? Every time I feel like there's a reconciliation, it's like it bites me in the ass time and time again. 4 years of this. And it's like, you know what? I feel like it's just definition of insanity over and over and over again. We keep going around in this circle. It's like a dog chasing its tail. It's like there's no end. You've been pushing and pushing, and whatever is on the other side is not listening. No doubt they feel the same. You're both fighting to win at the expense of the other person. But when you're in the oppositional posture, you end up feeling awful, win or no win. Conflict, tension, and disagreement. You want this period of fighting to be over so you can forgive and forget. No, not me. And then focus on your energies more constructively and actively, such as restoring your relationship back to normal. I don't feel like, with my situation, I don't feel like that's going to happen. Express conflict in your life that you have tried to walk away from, but which continues to follow you every time. So they're saying raw emotions are at play. Avoid this person or situation. That's what I've been doing. Old wounds have been reopened and you're experiencing a fear and tension associated with the memory. So they're saying that it's suggests that after a period of conflict, you are ready to move forward with your life and create positive change, bringing your energy back within and ground yourself. Come back to that beautiful, soulful person that you are, and ask yourself, how can I help create a win-win situation here? For me, it's just walking away. It's like there is no win-win here. It might be time to move on with your life, and I definitely feel that. This opponent may ask for an apology and forgiveness. Make amends so you can move on and create a more. But with me, it's just like, yeah, we could say sorry, make amends, but I'm no more. I'm done. Over and out. We got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Remember, we said to go more into a social situation, that there's going to be somewhere in there. I wonder if this is just to test the waters to see if you're ready to move forward. I hate the fact that it's going to be a negative experience, though. Nine of Pentacles, because usually it talks about a man that is financially stable, bringing you that safety and security on that level. It could be on a financial level or an emotional level, but I hate the fact that it's reverse. You know, like, your first time kind of stepping your toes out there, and it's like, this will be the experience of this situation. So they're saying in the reverse position, they're talking about self-discipline, boredom, feeling stuck, perfectionism. Oh, I feel like a lot of us do that, especially like when you make videos and you put content. It's always that perfectionism. Like, you want to be, you want it to be aesthetically pleasing, right? You don't want someone to sit there and be like, they could have done this more. Do you need greater self-discipline or commitment to achieve your goals? Instead of trying new things or dreaming up more ideas, the reverse Knight of Pentacles encourages you to establish a schedule or routine for yourself to stick to and until you have completed your assigned task. Self-development or improvement, which a routine will support your success. Create a healthy eating plan or exercise schedule for yourself to help you become a more fit, healthy, and healthy. You may also need to pay attention to your practical matters in life that you have ignored. The mundane activities such as how a home upkeep, money matters, business relationships are moving forward in your creativity. So they're saying that there is also could be a warning that you become a perfectionist in how you approach your work. Are you caught up in yourself and and being critical of others who do not share the same attentions to details as you do? Me, it's like, kind of like the Five of Wands, where it's like competition in the field, but it's like, is this an illusion? But I feel like with myself, it's like I always try to be the best I can be. But I feel like it's like, as a person that does watch videos, as a person that does seek out healers, I feel like for myself, I try to, like, I put myself in as a viewer's position. It's like I try to do it that way. It's not so much of like who does this and who does the X, Y, and Z. I don't do it that way. For me, it's like visually, like what would I want to do differently? You know what I mean? Like for myself, what could I improve on? Like when I'm in the editing phases of this, what can I do to make it easier for someone that's watching this? So that's where putting the timestamps helps, or I put in like, channel messages, so maybe it'll jump out at you because, some people don't like my jibber jabber, as they call it. And I'm like, well, here's where the channel messages are. And then it's like that thumbnail of the channel messages. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. And they could sit there and pay attention. Channel cards, they go to the timestamps, but also if you're watching the video and you're kind of, out of it, and then all of a sudden you see that pop up, you're like, okay, this is what I was waiting for. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Like there's certain things, or, when it's certain angles, that it's getting closer to a certain card or something like that, or that's what you remember seeing. So it's just like certain ways that I can improve, the experience for everybody. Lighting the candles, making this reading that much more powerful, putting that energy into the reading. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like with myself personally, with when it comes to work, it's like ways that for myself on the other end, because I do follow some healers and I watch them, and I do take their information quite seriously. And it's just like, obviously I do it for a learning experience, on a personal level, like, what's in store for me, but also, how are they doing things? Ooh, I really like the way they do that. I want to incorporate that. You know what I mean? So learning from them. But I don't criticize, like, oh, no, not like that. I criticize myself on editing more than anything. So temperance, funny enough, it's the new moon in Pisces, so we're heavily emotional. It is going to be a shadow night because it's going to be a dark night of the sky, so overly emotional. But when we think about temperance, it's like, grounded in our emotions, so we're not overly, you know what I mean? Like we're not overreacting or taking things too personally, or you know what I mean? This is why it's important to watch what's going on in the sky and be mindful of the moon, because it's like, sometimes we could, it's not saying that you could write off your bad behavior at all. It's saying like, what's going on in the air. Sometimes the inner conflict that we have in ourselves is just what's happening in the sky. So it's like, being mindful of that. And, funny enough, it's Pisces. We give into Aries, so it's like fiery, energy. And then we go into Taurus, which is more grounding. So I'm wondering if they're highlighting that date of Taurus, which is the 16th through the 18th. So this could be where we feel this energy of temperance. So highlighting those days, we may feel imbalance, access, self-healing, realignment. So where are we at that time period? Especially what intentions did you burn and release to the universe that you no longer want to carry with you, and what did you ask for? So it's like, self-healing, as we move forward, meditation, they're talking about a lot of downloaded messages at this time. So, you know what I mean? How can we rebalance ourselves? Meditation's a great one. Funny enough, I really enjoy Ryland's family, Ryland Adams and his sister and his mom, of the whole family, you know what I mean? The grandma, her dad, and they were laying outside, on the ground in the sun, and, just grounding themselves. And I thought that was so brilliant, just feeling the vibration of the earth, so it's just like, maybe that's what you need to do to realign yourself. So they're saying if you've recently experienced a period of excess, the reverse temperance card is an invitation, or sometimes your warning signal, to restore balance and moderation as soon as possible. You may have been overeating, regularly drinking, buying things you can't afford, or arguing with loved ones, or engaging in negative thought patterns. And I feel like with Mercury retrograde, and a lot of us that first week of March, we're feeling that, overly negative thought. So it's like this time is to release, to let, kind of like the trees are doing right now. They absorbed all that water from last year, and now that it's thawing, they're releasing all the excess water that they didn't use. You know what I mean? And I feel like, the snow is starting to melt, or even the earth is releasing at this time. So we're, a lot of purging going on, talking about, feng shui, purging your house. So I feel like, they're telling us to purge, like, in our homes, but also emotionally, purge things that we no longer need, that no longer align with us. Everything in moderation. So if you find, or you may find you need 100% um, abstinence to break this negative cycle. So they're saying if you have a sense that something is quote unquote off in your life, creating stress and tension, life is not going, uh, life isn't going within. Wait a second. That doesn't feel right. You can ignore it and carry on with life as usual. I feel like, with myself saying, like, they're saying, like, both of you are trying to win in this situation. And with me, it's like, you know what I mean? It's, the only thing I'm trying to win is to have that relationship, to have a civil relationship. And I keep getting, like, basically a hand to the face. They're showing me a hand, like, like talk to the hand. And it's like, well, obviously it's not wanted on your side, and I'm not going to beg to be in your life, so, you will feel the absence of my life, and that is not a punishment, but it's just like, I'm the type of person, when I meet someone, I'm your friend immediately. I'm your friend until you give me a reason not to be. And for 4 years, you've been giving me a reason not to be around you. So it's like, you know what? It's time. It's peace out. It's time. It's been overdue. Focus on long-term vision and higher purpose, and seeking to align your daily activities with this vision. To sit there and get yourself back in balance. So reflect. So this is going to be a reflective period. Self-evaluation. Re-examination of your life priorities. So, they keep talking about this perfectionism. Like I was talking about, like, it's not so much perfectionism. I just want to sit there and make it a pleasing experience for you. I want to make sure that when you watch videos, is it an experience? With me able to, now watch videos on my TV, like I probably could have done that before. I don't even know if I could have done that before. I have no idea. But it's just like, watching YouTube on my TV is such an experience now. I'm not like sitting there looking down at my phone. Now I can look up again. Even doing devotion, we watch hymns. It's like, I don't, when I'm tired, I fall asleep. But it's like, now I can pay more attention because it's like I'm looking up. I'm not looking down no more. So it's just like pretty crazy. So don't be surprised if you run into some tension or even conflict as you align your inner and outer world. It's totally true because they see like you don't care anymore. It's all a natural part of the process of leveling up and creating a positive change. And I feel like universe has been telling you, what are you doing, my dear? Value yourself. What are you doing? Temperance is a call for profound self-healing. We got the Four of Swords in Friday's card. They were saying a time of rest and healing. So I had a pull to do this video because it's like I've been really good at doing full moon, new moon, and what do you call that? Oh my word, I can't think now. I had a brain fart. Mercury retrograde. Oh my god. So it's just like, I missed that one video and I'm like, dang it, how did I allow that to happen? Because I used to put reminders in my phone, like, you got to make this video, and I stopped doing it because I was like, oh, I know what the cycles are, and I know what's going on, and I'm paying it real close attention, and I don't know how the heck I let that happen. It's just like my schedule got so full, I'm like, I have no time to do that video. Absolutely no time. And oh, you know what it was? It's because we had Purim and all that. That's what it was. But you know what? I have to, that my faith is important to me. As much as I love you guys, it's like, if they say don't work, I can't work. Give this reversal of the card. You are doing it in a way, in a personal and private to you, without the influence of others. So you're not going to even announce it to anyone. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Just do it. Just release it. That's what I did. That's what that is. I'm releasing it. I'm done. Know that you have what you need to heal yourself and to create a more flow in your life. And I feel like it's like just going with the flow. Even if, like they said, you'll feel the tension. I definitely know I'll feel the tension. They always threaten me. That's the thing. So it's just like, threaten me all you want. I don't care anymore. Girl, look at the child. Oh, my child. Oh, well, look what we're ending on. The Tower in reverse. Dang. Personal transformation, fear change, averting disaster. And that's what I've been trying to do. Honest to God, with this person, I've always tried to avert a disaster. I give in, but one, it's out of love. I'm definitely the Queen of Cups. I am definitely the type of person. I will make sure that you are freaking doing awesome. I will make sure if you're not, it's like, what can I? Is there anything I can do to help you to lessen this pain that you're going through? How can I help? I'm that type of person. But it's like, if like with this one, the threats, it's just like, 27, 27. 27 means Jesus, honestly. That's what it means. And it's all about hope and can't remember the other definition is, but it's really cool. But it's just like the threats, and it's like they threaten you because that's all the power they have on you. It's like they want to control everybody, and it's like, you know what? You don't need to control people. That's one thing this person needs to learn. It's like, you don't need to control people. If you feel like you have to be a dictator, then there's obviously something wrong. Suggest you are undergoing a significant personal transformation and uphealing. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry, guys. So they're saying that this is from external circumstances. You may even feel forced upon you. And I feel like this is definitely forced upon me, because it's just like, you know what? I have nothing more to give. I'm done. I'm depleted. I just don't. Instead, with this, the change and calling into question your fundamental belief system, values, purpose, and meaning. You may go through a spiritual awakening as you discover a new spiritual path. You may change your beliefs and opinions about important topics, releasing what you can no longer support, old models. Funny enough, we were talking about how this, and it's come up quite a few times. There's someone that I know that's really close to me. We talked about this, and then it's like kind of been like different signs in my life, but saying that this is an illusion. They say that this is a simulation, that my actual self is in a different realm, and this is a video game, and I'm being played as a video game, and it's just like, it's called into question. But I'm just like, you know what? I love my faith profoundly, and I'm not. They're like, we're actually praying to ourselves. So I like, you know what I mean? I like kind of cussed them the other day. I'm like, if that's true, it's like, freaking help us out some more, you freaking bugger. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is not cool. Like, you're really being an ass. It's like, the person I'm trying to cut out of my life, is that who's running my video game? Like, what the hell? But I was just like, you know what? To sit there and have a life where there's no consequences, I cannot live in that life. I cannot sit there and live the rest of my life where, it doesn't matter, it's only a video game, and when they decide that they're done with it, I'm done. So it's just like, I can't live that kind of life. So it's like, people are like, well, maybe it's a test to test your faith, because they know what a faithful person I am. And I'm like, I don't think God would test someone's faith. I've been tested so many times in my life. I don't, and I don't mean like from God. I mean from like, challenges in my life. And it's just like, if I was going to give up, I would have given up then. So, this is going to be nothing. But it's funny they talk about that. You're creating change and transformation so you can step into a new and evolved vision of yourself. Signifies you're resisting change. See, I'm not resisting change. I'm giving into it. As much as you don't want to, you need to go through this difficult time to learn a valuable lesson and make progress in your life. And I definitely feel that. It's like, I could feel this change, but I was like, what's this tied to? Maybe the two of them are tied together. I don't know. I feel like like they talked about an opportunity to move. It's too be good to be true, and you're probably going to jump at it, but then you're going to regret it. And then they said another opportunity is going to come forward. And I feel like one already came about. I'm not 100% sure. Well, they're saying yes. So I feel like the next one's going to come about. And it's just like trusting the universe. And I feel like it's like, instead of forcing things to happen, like, I'm just going with the flow. And where I am, I'm appreciative that I don't feel like I'm being attacked, that I need to be forceful to make a poor decision. So I feel like, I'm in a good place. So it's just like, let things flow. The growth and transformation that the Tower card brings are inevitable. No amount of hiding or denying will make it go away. And it will only get louder with potentially greater upheaval. Reduce the impact of change about it to enter in your life, particularly if you are attuned into your intuition. You may be forewarned or have an intuitive sense that something big is about to happen. I feel like this maybe is this the warning that someone's going to pass. Maybe you've had a hit of it before, like that something may happen to them. So they're saying some of us will get this intuitive hit, and we can plan ahead to avoid or minimize the destruction that which lies ahead. I know when I get certain warnings, like dream warnings about someone passing now, because ever since Swiss Shane, I got a dream warning that he was going to pass. I tell them, I said, this is the dream I had. I write everything out. And I said, and I read it to them. I said, this is what the dream I had. I'm just foretelling you. This is the vision I had. This, obviously putting them on notice. Like, this is the time period. Like, with the one, it was October. The other one was summer. Or they gave me certain dates. I can't remember when, but the other one. But I would tell them, I'm like, this is what I saw. The passenger was, one was a car accident. The other one was just, them to go get checked, their lungs and everything else. And they took action. Went and got, blood work, everything taken care of, because it was like, they said that they stopped breathing at work and they couldn't revive her. And I was just like, oh my God, it reminded me of Shane. And they were saying that, I said, are you taking your inhaler, like, more than usual? Like, are you huffing on, like, are you sucking on it like there's no tomorrow? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you need to go to the doctor. She's like, why? And I told her, and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, go. And she went, and she got checked out. And the other one, they were like, okay, we'll be more, like, because they need for speed. And they've been in 3 car accidents already. And I'm like, no, they're going to be fine. But it's going to cost the family, because the passenger is someone that's really, blood. And I was just like, you need to, be mindful of this. And she's like, okay. So it's just like, when I get those kind of hits, I tell people right away, I'm like, I got a hit. This is what I was shown. Be careful, be mindful of what you're doing, be mindful of your surroundings. So they're like, okay, even in readings, I remember one person I read for over a year ago. And I said, you need to avoid underground parking. And I said, it's like you walk underneath. And I said, it's a covered parking lot, like 2-story parking lot. And I said, you go in there and there's someone that comes and attacks you. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, just avoid it. I'm like, even if you have to walk around 20 minutes. I said, if you know that you're going to a doctor's appointment or anything, or a shopping mall, I said, walk around. I said, I don't care if it takes you an extra 20 minutes. I'm like, walk around. I'm just avoid it, So it's like, I see what they're saying, if we can minimize this. This, with the passing, I have no idea who it is. They're saying friend. Oh my gosh, that would kill me if it's my best friend. My Lord. I can't live my life without her. She's my security blanket. It's kind of like my invisible cloak, like Harry Potter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this forecast and projections for the new moon. I definitely feel like a change and transformation. I've been saying this like all week, change it. Definitely feel like there was a change coming about. So, just be easy with yourself, drink your water, be mindful of your emotions, especially, because it is in Pisces duality, but, just sit there and be like, I recognize the cycle I'm going in. If you want to set your intentions before the new moon, so that way you can release from the last cycle, that was negative. I release this, but I'm asking to bring this into the new cycle of the moon, the new cycle of my life, this new start. Every day is a new start. But, you want profound change and transformation as they're talking here. This is what the Tower is talking about. This is more than ever. We're going into a supermoon. So what better time to sit there and ask for things that we need right now, to be delivered from things. Go with the flow of things. Trust that the universe will deliver. Don't force it. Let it go with the flow. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next Daily Tarot card. Bye.